everybody. How's it going tonight? Hey! Welcome to Hollywood WordPress and SoCal WordPress Users Group. How's that? Okay, good. My name is Greg Douglas. I'm the organizer for Hollywood WordPress. For those of you that have not yet met me, I'd like to welcome the SoCal WordPress Users Group. Natalie McLeese is the organizer of that group.
And Noel. Organizer.
Where's Noel?
He's hiding.
There he is. So, you know, if you haven't met any of us, you know, sometime this evening, come up and meet us. I'd like to right now turn things over to Natalie because she has brought this really cool event to us, which is this My Favorite Plugin event. How many people here have come to the My Favorite Plugin event in the past? A few folks. Cool. All right, well, welcome back. And to those of you that this is new to you, I'll let Natalie now describe to you what My Favorite Plugin night is all about. Here you go.
Thank you. I'm just going to do a quick intro first before we get into the My Favorite Plugin festivities. All right, so first we need to thank our sponsors. So WeWork Labs for hosting us in this wonderful space. So a huge thank you to them. If you could just shoot them a thank you on Twitter, that would be amazing. And then a thank you to the WP Engine for sponsoring the food and drinks for us tonight. And for Noel for going and picking up the drinks. He made 2 trips because he forgot the lemonade the first time. But WP Engine paid for that. They sponsor our group, give us a little bit of a budget every month. And since we didn't have to pay for a meetup space, we were able to spend that on food. Okay, some WordPress news. Latest version of WordPress is 3.8.1. That came out about 2 weeks ago. In case you didn't know, point releases on WordPress are now automatic. So 3.8.1, you didn't have to do it, and your site is probably upgraded to it already. It just happens behind the scenes. Your WordPress install may send you an email to tell you that it updated itself. When we get 3.9, you will have to do that manually, and we are expecting 3.9 toward the beginning of April. And we should see the first beta in a couple of weeks on 3.9. So just the point releases happen automatically. And we probably won't get to 3.8.2 with 3.9 coming so quickly. And some upcoming events in the WordPress community. Tomorrow night we've got 2 different meetups. Topanga Canyon is talking about plugin development, and South Bay is talking about custom post types. This Saturday, the Advanced WordPress group is meeting up at Clever Dog downtown. So if you're a more advanced WordPress user, you can come join us and we talk about advanced WordPress development and design and things like that. OC WordPress meets up Monday. That's their general meetup. They switch off. They have 2 meetups a month. One's a developer meetup and one's the general meetup. And that's the general meetup coming up on the 24th. And then San Diego WordPress North County is having their meetup on the 25th on e-learning. And you can see that this is just the next week in WordPress events in Southern California. We have 19 WordPress meetup groups throughout Southern California, so if you really like WordPress, you could go to WordPress meetups 2 or 3 nights a week, pretty much every week. Next month, the meetup for SoCal WordPress will be at Clever Dog on March 19th. We're the 3rd Wednesday of every month. The venue is finalized, but the topic is not. We are tentatively speaking on WordPress security. So just keep an eye on Meetup for the final announcement of what the topic actually is. All right, some upcoming WordCamps. WordCamp Orange County is not scheduled for sure yet, but they're looking at doing that in early June. We'll start planning WordCamp Los Angeles next month, and we're aiming to have that in mid-September. And WordCamp San Francisco has already been announced. They are moving it back to October. So they had switched and done the last few in July, which is terrible because that's the peak of tourist season and everything in San Francisco costs $1 million. And it's also freezing cold. In San Francisco, July, people are walking around in boots and coats and mittens. So October is weirdly nicer weather. So we're happy that that's back in October. All right, does anybody have any announcements about any events that are coming up that I missed or anything else? Yes, Adam.
Yeah, hi, I'm Adam Bell, and I'll be able a little later on show you my favorite plugin, but right now I talk about my favorite user group, when I run. LA Adobe, we actually are the Adobe user group here in LA, and we're actually going to meet 1 week from tomorrow night, literally across the street. You stay here for a week and just walk over. It's over at United Spaces. Yes, a competing co-location place. I get it. We'll talk about WeWork later. Anyway, it's kind of a little different. I'm going to actually, it's all going to be about social media. We're going to talk about social media for designers. In other words, if you are a graphic designer or you're involved with a client on doing social media for them, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Vine, any of the million other networks, this is a talk for you. This will show you how to design specifically for different sizes, different attributes, all different terms and services, things you may not be aware of when you're posting posts, especially on Facebook. Facebook has the craziest rules of them all. And then we'll also be getting into a site that many of you may not be familiar with called Behance. Does anybody here have a Behance profile? 1, 2, okay, good.
3.
Anyone else? We are going to talk about Behance, show you what it is. It's basically, in a nutshell, Adobe bought this a couple of years ago. It's a LinkedIn for designers and creatives to show off their work and portfolios. And you can also create a website on there. You use what's called ProSite. If you have Adobe Creative Cloud, you have a Behance account now, and you may not even know it. We'll show it to you, and then also we're a little show and tell. Anybody would like to come up and show off their Behance profile, more than happy to do so. And it'll be a fun night there. Like I said, literally across the street. And one more, come see me afterwards, or check out laadug.org in regards to the information.
Thank you. Anyone else?
There's an announcement.
Yes.
Hi, I'm here representing the Cherry Media Group. We're actually looking for some senior WordPress developers.
Awesome.
I don't want to interrupt the plugin talk here, but anybody interested in looking for some senior WordPress development, contact me afterward. I've got a few things, just sign-ups, whatever. But I'm actually waiting for my other cohort, our other senior developer, Jesse Reese. Yeah, just meet me up after we're done, and I'd love to talk.
All right. Thank you. Any other announcements? Yes.
Name's Hugo. I work for Data Media Production for a content production and marketing company here at WeWork. And I'm just going to be roaming around, taking some pictures for the lovely folks here. So if you see me with some camera in your face, just smile.
And that's what you do professionally.
That's what we do, yeah.
Yes.
So we produce content, professionally produce content for small businesses. If you're an author, if you're a coach, and we're working in different industries, helping them do their marketing from graphic design to, we use WordPress a lot to create their online presence and social media content as well.
And what's the name of your business one more time?
JD Media Productions.
Do you have a website URL right now?
Yeah, jdmediaproductions.com. I just took it down yesterday. It's under development. We're working on it with WordPress.
So don't go to his website.
Yeah, and there's contact information, but it's not very exciting right now.
Talk to him specifically if you're looking for services in photography and graphic design.
Yeah, so specifically photography and video production.
Okay. Somebody else have?
Anyone else? Yeah.
That's okay. Any more announcements?
One thing I just like to
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I like to ask when we're getting started in our meetup groups is how many people here are concentrating on using WordPress for their own website or their own blog? Okay? And then how many people here are interested in using WordPress to design websites for other people on a freelance basis? Okay, that's cool. I always like to get a feel for where the group is at and what they're looking for as far as how the night develops. So if you kind of looked around, you're one of the people that's going to present a plugin, be thinking about, your audience it's a pretty good mix. I mean, there's a lot of people here that want to do freelance design, but it's cool that there's also people here that are just doing blogging and having a good time with it too.
Yeah. All right, so I have an announcement too. We just founded the Los Angeles chapter of Girl Develop It. Girl Develop It is a national nonprofit that aims to bring affordable and accessible coding classes to the community, focusing on women specifically, but anyone is welcome to come to our classes. We're running the classes just through a meetup, so that's where you can join us. You can also check out the national website at girldevelopit.com, and you can find our Los Angeles chapter through that website as well. All right, so let's get started with my favorite plugin. So how this works is each person who's presenting will have 5 minutes to talk about their favorite plugin. I will run the timer. No unofficial timers, please. We had a little issue last year. And at the end of the timer, I will start applauding, and you can all join in, right? Because if we're all clapping, the person can't keep talking. All right? So let me just run a quick roll call of who our speakers are going to be and make sure everyone's here. Adam Bell, you're here. Joseph Carr O'Connor, you're here. Stacy S. just posted a comment that she was running late, so she might be here later. Paul Lumsden? I didn't see him. He's not here? Okay, Paul Ferguson, you're here. I'm here, obviously. Noel is here. Suzette is not here. Okay, so Suzette and Stacy and Paul we're missing, and Joe is here. Michael, with WordPress Backup to Dropbox? He's missing too. And Susie, you're here, and Greg, you're here. Okay, did anybody have is chomping at the bit to go first? You'll go first? All right, so Noel will go first. Here's your microphone.
Okay, hi guys. So I wanted to show you guys 2 plugins. This one is actually the original plugin. It's been recently updated, but this will explain it to you guys a little bit more. Basically, it gives you 2 buttons at the top of the page called Previous and Next, but we've actually taken it further and we started creating tag clouds from it. So basically, when you're editing posts, you're able to navigate to the next or previous. Of course, now. And then, but it also shows you the ability to drill into the categories for that post within this editing page. So if I go back to this, you'll be able to drill in. So basically, we're taking this plugin and adding these tag clouds. So you can get it here. It's on my site that I haven't updated for 2 years, and this was our first update in 2 years. So it's called wpverse.com. And yeah, last time I updated was on August 10, 2012, and today's, you guys are special. I updated it just for you guys. So you can download it here. So, and then here's one more plugin that I want to show you guys. It's actually a custom theme right now, but we are in the process of updating it to a plugin, so hopefully it's not vaporware, but I want to show you some of the functionality behind it. So basically, I'm already using it on a site called SoCal UX Camp, which is this. And we used it last year, but the cool thing is basically we'll become a plugin and it'll render a lot of this stuff. It's basically for event management. So for example, in the back end, we're gonna have a custom post type called events, right? And for this particular one, there's only one event, but we're also using it for this other site that has had multiple events for its Digital Hollywood Content Summit. But let me go back here. And this will eventually be a plugin in the next few weeks. So you have all this custom metadata down here, but then you can have multiple days. But right now we're not actually using a lot of it, but then we have sessions as well. So these are all the sort of workshops or classes within an event, right? And then you have the start time, the end time, what day the event is, what room it is, who the moderator is, and then you can actually just paste in a YouTube video. Like for example, on this site, if I drill into this, and I go to edit event, right? They have it a lot more of it filled out. So here's day 1 and day 2, right? And then they have something called sessions. And within the sessions, you have the ability to basically, these could be workshops or classes. And again, you have the start and end time, the moderator, and a lot of this information. But the real power is because you can actually just clone a session, a workshop. So you're able to recreate this. And the other last cool thing, and I'll actually finish before the timer, is that we're rendering this really cool timeline for the event. And it's done via shortcode. And the shortcode, how many of you guys know what shortcodes are? So most of you do. So anyways, we're rendering this short code just right here. This little thing renders that entire timeline right there. So 2 plugins. Well, 1.5 for now. So
What's the name of it?
this one will be called Neo Themes, Neo Events. So we actually have a site we're working on, Neo Events, like new Neo Events, and we'll be launching it soon. So we're just separating it out from the theme. We're converting it into a standalone plugin that will work with almost any theme.
Will it be a paid one or a free plugin?
Paid. So, well, I'm debating right now whether to sell it as a plugin or theme or just be a SaaS.
You have to do your
Fingers. Not free. Sorry.
He's Mr. Burns.
I am. Anybody else have a question?
With your first plugin that you showed, are those categories of taxonomy?
Yeah. So that will actually work with custom post types as well. It's installed on here. So it'll work to a limited degree with custom post types. It'll at least give you the navigation in custom post types. And we fixed a bug recently where it was causing this navigation to, for whatever reason, appear in some of the custom fields. So this will work with custom post types. We haven't tested it with categories and custom post types yet, the taxonomy. But it'll work within most custom post types. But obviously, you guys can download the version from here and hack it as much as you guys want. So, anything else? Cool. All right. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I just downloaded that first app, or the
Plugin, right?
and I'm going to install it right now, but I don't see the zip. Like the zip is, it didn't come out as a zip. I mean,
Oh, okay.
what do I?
There's a download it right here, right?
Right. And it does show that it's a zip, but it doesn't.
Sorry. I'll help you. I'll help you.
Yeah.
My name is Joseph Carl O'Connor. I'm Accessible Joe on Twitter. And I'm going to show you WP Accessibility. WP Accessibility will give your site a thin veneer of accessibility, pretty much no matter how bad off it is. So let's see now. So the author is Joe Dolan, and it's available for free in the plugin directory. WP Accessibility provides fixes for common accessibility issues in your WordPress site. One of the WCAG requirements is that you provide a means of skipping repetitive links to get to content for keyboard-only users and for screen reader users. It's a common need. This installs a skip to content link in the header of your site. And you can style it. This is not styled, it's just the raw plugin. And it adds language and text selection direction attributes to your HTML attributes so that if the maker of the theme didn't provide the language, this will insert the language into the code. That's important for screen reader users because they need to know which direction to read in. Focus outline, it gives a, I don't know if you can see, but City's update has a blue border around it. It enhances the natural, there are, let's see, Safari, I think in Firefox, I think in Chrome and Firefox. I think most of the browsers will put a thin little line around it, but this enhances it. And it adds a toolbar toggling between high contrast, large print, and desaturated grayscale views. So here's a high con view of the same site. This would be for low vision people who have problems viewing things against a stark white background. And it removes the target attribute from links. Don't break the back button. Don't send users out to a blank new page. maintain the integrity of the back button by just don't do that. Don't break the back button. Force a search page error when a search is made with an empty text string, and here's the result, nothing found. It's a sad case, but in many cases, there is no search. I searched for a long time today to find a WordPress site that had search, and the fact is that there is a bug. We have a ticket going forward. I'm the accessibility team lead for WordPress, and we're going to solve that sooner or later. But if you type in an empty search, you won't get any results. Therefore, a screen reader user will be unaware of what happened and be befuddled. Remove tab index from elements that are focusable. Some people install some tab index elements, and then you get in trouble. Strips the title attributes from images and removes redundant title attributes. Title attributes are strewn throughout the interface in WordPress. They're not needed, and if a screen reader user has the title attribute set to run, to enunciate, they'll hear 2 or 3 enunciations of the same basic concept. It's just too verbose. And it adds post titles to standard read more links. So here's the standard continue reading or read more, and this is what WP Accessibility does. It appends the title of the post to continue reading cities updates. So if you have a whole page of links, you're a screen reader user, you'll have a whole page of links, and you separate out the links. This is just like a person with vision would scan through the links and see which ones they want to go to. They have no clue which links are what. If they all say read more, read more, read more, read more, read more, which one would you choose? And it adds some tools, color contrast and CSS diagnostic. The color contrast tester will allow you to test out your color theories and see if they match up to standards. And that is it. It's available in the WordPress team directory.
Hey guys, my name's Joe Chelman, Shoefly Design on Twitter and shoeflydesign.org on the internets. I'm going to talk about WP Migrate DB. I'm also going to just kind of plug the notion that your favorite plugin, this is WordPress, let's be honest, it probably exists in some fashion already, but also your favorite plugin might be the one that you yourself write. So if you search through the WordPress repository and you don't find anything that really seems to solve the problem for you, writing a WordPress plugin is actually pretty easy, especially for relatively simple stuff. So on Saturday at the Advanced WordPress meetup, depending on what we feel like talking about, I may be presenting on a super simple plugin that I wrote that makes a widget with social links that are not hideous and ugly, which took all of an hour or so, which was less time than it took to try and find the same thing on the WordPress repository and test out a bunch of things that were horrible. So, but anyway, WP Migrate DB, there is a free version of this which you can find on the WordPress repository at plugin/WP-migrate-DB, as you may or may not be able to read up there. And what this does is it lets you go easily from your development environment to your live environment, or basically it lets you move database content from one WordPress installation into another. Well, okay. The reason that this is neat is, of course, you could just export your database and then import it into the other site. But if you've worked with WordPress very long, you know that, say you insert an image into a post somewhere. I know, nobody does that, but let's say you did. WordPress, by default, is going to insert an absolute link to that thing, so when you move from one environment to the other, though you may move the files, the link will break. And so WP Migrate DB contains in its export process a quick search and replace that will find all those absolute links, assuming you've set it up correctly, and rewrite those. It also will do some other, kind of more clever stuff that's not necessarily the URLs, but other references to those files or other references to stuff that's just part of WordPress itself that hides in the database and can cause irritations for you, and rewrite those as well. So it spits out a clean copy of the database that you can then import into your other environment, and everything will work just fine. So I use the free version of this plugin all the time, pretty much on every site. If you don't think you need this plugin, it's possible that, I hate to tell you this, but it's possible that you might be developing WordPress incorrectly. You always want to be working on your stuff on a local environment or something that's not live, so that you can experiment and break stuff and not care about anything going crazy. And then when you're ready to, ship your changes up to the place where other people can see it, this can help you with that. And as I said, there's this free version which does pretty much everything I've talked about. There's also a pro version, which you can find at deliciousbrains.com. Although if you're going to do this, it's probably better to start with the free version, if for no other reason than there's a little offer in the free version of the plugin that gets you 20% off the price of the paid version. And just incidentally, I'm not the guy who wrote this thing. I just think it's good. So it's not, you're not putting money in my pocket. And I'm not putting money in their pocket. It's all very above board, people. But yeah, here at deliciousbrains.com, you can find the whole thing, and there's a whole bunch of different licenses. There's a personal version for 4 installations, which is probably great for a lot of people who aren't doing this professionally, especially. There's a developer version for $200 right now. And the nice thing about the developer version, aside from the fact that you can install it on 100 different sites, is that it's multi-site aware, and it has this media files add-on that can move your media files in a clever way, as well as various other enhancements that the pro version gives you that I am not quite prepared to go into, because I haven't actually found a need to install the pro version myself yet. So I happen not to have bought it. But you can read up all about that down here in the, you got your checkbox matrix and all that stuff on their website. But it's super nifty, and for this use case, there is just seriously nothing better. It's just really, really well done and well executed. The only thing that it can't do, at least right now, is do merges. So if you are updating content on one environment, and there's also content updating in the other environment, it won't do that for you.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm showing post type orders. And this is just a really simple plugin, and I think it's my favorite plugin these days because I use it on everything, and it's just so simple. So the plugin, I've got a lot of these, is post types order, this one here. And the only thing you have to do is install it, and when you set it up, you just have to give it a like administrator or a user level and save it. And that makes it activated. And this is already saved. So what this does is it gives you a reorder for any of your posts. And this one I only have portfolio posts, but it can work for, you know how like before, like if I had to move things around, or it always, WordPress, because it was a blog, always defaulted to the dates. So it also have to change the dates to get things to move around. So this is just drag and drop on everything, all posts. So it just gives you all your posts as a list form. And like, for example, here, like you can see Rosewood is first and Delancey is second. So if I just want to move them around, I do it drag and drop. And then, sorry, I got to go down to the bottom. And then update. And refresh. Oops. And it should be when it's working and not cached. I have a simpler site too that I'll show you this too, because I wasn't sure if this one was going to do it. Okay, so now it should be Delancey first, and it worked. Okay, we're going to go on a simpler site because it's easier to show it that way. Let me give you one more. And it could be my caching plugin because it doesn't work with caching, even though I just think I disabled it, but I'm going to do demo. Sorry about that, you guys. I did test it, but okay. So here's another one where I just tried to make it really simple. I have 3 posts, and I have, I put them in. First, I put in 1, 2, and 3, and so it comes out with the last one third. So then you can just reorder them. So now I want them this way, update. And now it's in the right order. So that's how it's supposed to work. And I don't know why on Jurassic Park sometimes it doesn't. Again, it might be the caching plugin. But you can see this is a theme that has a lot of, I just installed it, I don't have content, but it has a lot of different custom post types. So it works for all the custom post types as well. So like this one has slides and portfolio, and it just adds it to all of them. So it's easy for clients too to move things around, except if you got this kind of silly website with the caching plugin on it. So one thing else I wanted to show about Jurassic Park here is another favorite plugin if I have a second, and that is this brute protect, because I've been having brute force attacks on some of my shared hosting, and I tried like a lot of different things, and WordFence and just several different plugins, and this one actually seems to work. And see, it says I've had 2 attacks so far. I have another client site that's been just attacked a lot, and in 2 weeks it has 250 that it stopped. So brute protect, and all you do is install it. It just has no. Oh, there's one other thing you do. You have to install it, and it'll tell you to put in an API key, and you just go through their click thing. They give you an API key, and then you whitelist your own IP. So you add your own IP to whitelist it, and that was the problem I was having on other plugins. So because I've been using and you can choose some settings here. And I was using WordFence, which I still am, but I found with the brute force, if I upped the WordFence setting so that it got rid of the brute force, I'd lock myself out. So, so that was a problem. So now I keep WordFence on Medium, and that just reminds me to update my plugins and stuff. And then I put brute protect in, and just keep that to do the brute force thing. Okay, bye.
All right, thanks, Natalie. Hey guys, I'm Paul Ferguson. I'm a product manager for Demand Media in Santa Monica, and I want to share a plugin with you guys that I helped create at our company. It was a product of a hackathon competition that we had at our company, and it was actually the winning the project. So they funded the project, and we developed it, and basically what the plugin does is it sells and delivers content to your blog or your website. So if you don't want to write your own content, or you don't, if you got writer's block or whatever, there's a whole bunch of articles that you can browse by keyword, and then you can purchase it, and it'll deliver it right to your post section. And so I'll just give you guys a quick demo, real quick. Basically, I'll run you through the whole process. It's called Instant Content. I'll show you this site right here. So instantcontent.me. So this is the site where you get the plugin. So you go here to download it. And then you're going to want to copy this key right here. So you go here. I think everybody probably knows how to do this. So you just find the zip file. All right, then you activate it. So now that you've installed the plugin, you can go to your post section and you'll see there's a new item right here called instant content. What you do is you go there, go to your settings, paste in that key, just like that. Just agree to these simple terms. And now if you go over to find content, you can just start searching for things. So if you have a cooking website, for example, there's thousands of articles in like the repository of content that you can search for. So it's like 22 categories. I think we have 15,000 articles in there right now. We're going to add lots and lots more. And so if you like any of these, you can preview the entire article before you buy it. These were written by professional writers, reviewed by professional copy editors. So you can preview every article before you buy it just to make sure you like it. There's even some references and resources here for your readers. And then, it's a pretty reasonable price. It's about $10 an article. And in order to buy it, it should take you right to PayPal. Yeah, so I'll just take you guys through the whole process here. What was that? The authors have already been paid for this content. So yeah. Uh-oh.
Is there a backlink back to Demand Media on articles?
There's not. Yeah, that's a good question. Oh, oops. Forgot my password for a second. Okay, so I'm going to complete this, just make the payment. And this button should bring you back to the blog or the website.
Are these articles uniformly priced?
I'm sorry?
Are they uniformly priced, all $10?
They're all $10 except for the longer length ones. If they have like more than 700 words, or I think, then it's $15. Yeah.
Is it like, is it all like one iTunes now? You pay per article, so like Netflix, you pay one price a month, you have to stay on 2 months.
That's right, exactly. So you buy the articles individually, and currently you have to buy them one at a time, but we're working on making it so like there's a shopping cart feature in there. But at any rate, yep, thank you. And then it's in your library. You import it, and then you can change it as much as you want and post it. It's yours forever. So thank you.
Okay, you guys ready? My name is Stacy Stanley from marketingbeach.com, and today I'm going to share with you, it's a premium plugin called WP Twin, and what it does is it's a cloning plugin that clones your site. And the way that I use it is when I develop a website for a client, I know that most people, or a lot of people, experts, such as Natalie, would develop it on their desktop and develop it on their computer first and then upload it once it's done. I like to develop online so that my clients can have access easily and that sort of thing to look at what I'm doing. So I develop it on my own server first, and then once I get paid, I clone it and move it over to my client's server, okay? And I'm sure that there's lots of free cloning plugins and stuff. I've tried a couple and didn't really like them that much. I like this one the best, so I'm going to show you real quick and how easy it is to clone a site. So I'm here, I'm going to clone my site right here, and I am going to show you, it actually moves all the plugins, all your links, I mean everything. So I'm gonna just quickly clone this site. I'm gonna move it over to this test site. I'm gonna show you on this test site, these are the plugins. There's only a couple basic plugins, right? So I'm gonna go to my, before you start doing the clone, you do need to upload or install WordPress. So I do that through Fantastico. However you install WordPress, install it on the new site that you want the clone to go to. So it is installed. I go to my FTP client, and I have this little file called wptwin.php, and I'm just going to move it over to my Marketing Beach. And sorry, it's really small on my screen here, and you can see it right here, right? So I'm going to go back to Marketing Beach, and I'm going to navigate to wptwin, to this file, wptwin.php. Typing with one hand. And there you have this lovely screen. I love that. Click to clone. This has got a bunch of stuff on this site, so this might take a moment. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go back to my FTP client. I'm going to open up my test site. And I simply need to upload the deploy, wptwin deploy file to the root, as well as, okay, we're going to go back here. You can see that the clone is done. We've got to download your file. My apologies. Download, we're going to click Control, save link as. wptwin, yeah, wptwin mark. Okay, so I'm just going to save that file onto my computer. Now I'm going to go back to my FTP, and I am going to refresh this. There we go. And I've got this file right here, wptwin Marketing Beach. That's the clone. So I'm going to upload it to my new site. Just make sure I'm in the right one, and I'm not. Because we refreshed it. Okay. So 2 files needed to go in here. It was the wptwin deploy, and this clone needs to go in there. And that's lovely. Doesn't this always happen? Oh, here we go. I don't know why it's working now, but it is. And, yep. Oh, I know why. Try this download just one more time. I apologize. I'm out of time. Okay. I will not be able to show it to you because it didn't work. Which is the first time it's ever done that to me.
Of course.
But basically, yes, the site would have looked the same and had all the plugins and everything. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, let's make sure the other one's up. Yes, it is. Okay, great. Okay, so about 9 months ago, like I said, I could sit here and talk about, like plugins I use everywhere on pretty much every site I do, like Google Analytics or Google XML Sitemap or SEO Ultimate or anything like that. Instead, I want to show something you probably have not thought of before in a plugin necessarily. About 9 months ago, I had a new client who wanted to do something a little bit different. They wanted to create a business directory for the elderly. And so basically, this is like, normally if you did something like this, basically a Yelp essentially for an older demo. So basically, when you're doing something like this, you used to be able to custom code everything, do a lot of PHP or ASP.NET or whatever. It would be a tremendous amount of expensive time and a tremendous amount of expense to the client, of course. So I went on to WordPress and went like, okay, how can I create a business directory in WordPress? And to my surprise, someone actually was more than someone, a number of someones, had created business directory plugins that actually create an entire business directory on your website. And it's very Yelpish, surprisingly. So the first one I liked a lot was one called Business Directory, literally called Business Directory Plugin, and this is their website, businessdirectoryplugin.com. It is a free plugin. However, you'll probably end up paying for the extra add-ons, which will allow you to do a lot of nifty features like search and things like that. So let me show you the demo here. And if I can get the link to come up, there we go. So here's a demo of their site, and if I go down here, you see the categories here with these god-awful clip art graphics. I didn't draw them. And then you have here a list of different businesses. There's Whole Foods, Apple, obviously this is a demo. But you can have a Google map on top. You have the name of the store. You can have reviews on there, similar to Yelp again. You can have beside Whole Foods 1 star or 5 stars. You can write a review. It has information about the business. By the way, you can style all this as much as you want. This is obviously a lousy style. But here's the information on the page again. There's the ratings, and there's the Google map. So, as I said before, this is a totally free plugin. Well, not totally free. You can buy these premium modules. Now, the best thing to do, of course, if you want to, you can buy the $199 package deal, which gives you all sorts of things, including payment gateways. A nice thing about these directory plugins, you can also, in many cases, if you want to start selling listings, which is exactly what the client wanted to do to potential advertisers, you can actually set up directly in the plugin and actually sell via PayPal and have advertisers decide they want to get to the top of the listings. You've probably seen featured listings on Yelp, things like that. Now this was pretty cool, I thought. And I was about to buy the plugin and buy the modules. Now, admittedly, the sites, again, it's these elderly people, so of course the sites get delayed forever. So, in the interim, I found this. This is a plugin I found Cocaine. This is not a free plugin, but it's only 25 bucks. And this is called Sabai Directory. That's S-A-B-A-I. And hopefully I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is a directory plugin. And what this does is, let's see, can I expand this? There we go. So what's cool here is you see it's a lot cleaner, and I love the search because you can search. If you're ever on Yelp and you see on the top left corner, thanks. You see on the top of the corner, you want to say like, hey, I'm looking for a certain business in a certain city. Well, get this, you can do search for a certain business in a certain city, you can enter a zip code, you can enter a street address, or whatever, and you can even select a category. So you can even go dive down even deeper into your categories. You can show a list, a grid, or a map. It has all the same features in a cleaner environment than WordPress, than WP Business Directory plugin. And again, it's 25 bucks. This is cost you can save for yourself and pass on to the client to create a very strong Yelp-like website. And it seems to work great so far. I mean, again, it's early, but this is probably the plugin I'm actually going to buy and actually use for the client, which they're finally ready to actually start adding listings. It's really, really nice. The only issue I have with so far is you can actually, like for example, we want to take the search bar and put it up on the header up here on the top right. You can do that with shortcode, but the thing is you can only use one shortcode. If you try to use 2 shortcodes on a page, there will be a conflict and it won't work. So hopefully they're going to work on that and fix that problem, because there are definitely some good shortcodes there. But it's a really nice system there, and I really think it's something that if you're thinking of doing a Yelp-like website, this will get you most of the way home. And that's my 5 minutes. I'm Alan Belt at Data TV.
Okay, so the plugin that I'm going to share tonight is called the Flexi Quote Rotator. First of all, I like the name, Flexi Quote Rotator. How many of you have wanted to add very quickly and easily your customers' feedback on your work, but you're like, oh, I don't know what kind of plugin I'm going to use? How many people here have wanted to add? Okay, cool. A few people. All right, so I found this plugin, and it's treated me pretty well up to this point in time. I like this thing. Basically, it's a really simple plugin. I can show you in like just a couple minutes. Really easy to set up, really no hassle, easy to customize in your CSS, and it is responsive as well. So basically, when you install Flexi Quote Rotator, you can find it on WordPress.org, then it will add in your tools area your quotes. So we'll click on quotes, wait for it. And very easily, you can see here, right there's the add quote button. It's very small, very petite, but very powerful. And so you just type in your quote here and the author name there, and so you have your, you ask a few of your clients, you say, hey, I want to put some quotes on my website, and I could really use some positive feedback from the people that, you have good relationships with. You can ask people you have bad relationships with too. It's up to you. But then they'll send you emails, and you just copy and paste their email right in here, and then you say add the quote, and then it will put it in this little list here. And so I'm going to go out to the live site. And basically, it generates a little short code for the Flexi Quote Rotator, and then in your widgetized area in your site, I guess I'll go back and show that in just a second, but I'm going to show you the live quote area. Here it is here. What's nice about this is I'm able to easily grab this by just doing inspect element. You can see it says like quote area is the thing you have to customize. And so you can just put a little graphic back there, you can add a color around it, or you can style it to some extent, whatever you want to do with it. And right here I'll show you. Kind of goes down, and now if I scroll down here, you can see it's still rotating the quotes down at the bottom. And what's cool about this too is you can control the amount of time that the animation animates from one quote to another. It's good stuff. So I'm going to go back really quick. And I'll show you. Oh no, that's not what it is. So I went to my widgetized area. Totally forgetting where this thing is. Okay, go to your widgets. In my site, I go to my widgets. Okay, you can see right here, quote rotator. It has the delay of 10. I don't think it's 10 seconds. It's like 10 unit measure of time. And then there's a fade of 2. And then there's a fade out. So you can control the fade in and the fade out time on these things too. So pretty cool, very simple, very straightforward. But the Flexi Quote Rotator, it's my favorite quote thing. That's what I got for you.
You have 20 more seconds. Do you have anything else to say?
I also like to say that I wish you all a great night, and I hope that you have a great week, because it is good, This moment is a good moment, and I hope you feel that way too. Because, life is short, and you don't want to give up on your dreams. Don't give up.
don't ever do it.
Okay, I got volunteered to do soliloquy light, which is a slider. I chose the light one because this one's free. If you get the regular one, you have to pay like $70. This is a great little okay. This is a great little slider, which this is not mine. Okay, it's a great little slider, and this is what it looks like on the plugin for the WordPress. Okay, and basically the features on this is get limited WordPress. The WordPress sliders, it's drag and drop. It has SEO optimized with your things, completely responsive. Even on a mobile device, you can touch the slider. You have short codes and template tags to insert anywhere in your theme. Metadata for each image, title, loading assets. Media uploader button is really easy to insert straight into your WordPress slider, so you actually don't have to even use the short code or the template tags. I was going to do a demo, then I realized they had one online, so let's just follow this so this doesn't screw up.
Are you going to narrate it?
Yes, because it's a very...
Hey, this is Thomas, the creator and developer of Soliloquy, and in this short video, I'm going to show you how you can create your next responsive WordPress slider in 60 seconds or less. So we go in, we create a new slider, we can give it a slider title, we can upload images, and I'm going to go ahead and choose some from the library. Click here and we can insert them. Each one of them has some metadata that we can edit, but I'm fine with what we've got now. I'm going to change the dimensions to better fit the images that I just uploaded. I'll leave all of the settings the same, and we're going to publish. Now we can head over to a page. Head over, and inside the page we can use the nifty media editor button. Select our slider, insert it into the post, update it, and check out our page. And now we have a beautiful responsive WordPress slider that's ready to go and looks great on any screen size.
So, that's it.
My plugin is crop thumbnails, and this is my little sample site. So I have a you have a really touchy mouse pad. I have a couple of little image galleries here, and you can see I'm cutting off the tops of the ladies' heads, and my landscapes aren't exactly cropped the way that I would like. And this happens a lot, right? Especially if you're uploading portrait photos of people, you get their chest, right, instead of their face. Okay, crop thumbnails will fix that. So let's go back. Oh, sorry, microphone. Go to the media library. And when I look in the library, you can see that I now have a new option, crop thumbnail. And I can open it up. You pick, it'll show you all of your image sizes. So if your theme adds additional image sizes, you can pick those, but I'll pick my thumbnail. And it will default to doing the top half of the picture, but you can control that. So I might just want to really focus in on her face. And save the crop. And now that thumbnail is cropped differently. And I can quickly do this lovely lady. And maybe we'll just make her a little smaller, center on her face. And Audrey Hepburn. We can't cut off that tiara. That would be a tragedy. So we'll just center that on her face, save crop, and close that. And now if I go back to my site and refresh. Oh. Okay, no, really.
What's the name of the plugin again?
Crop thumbnails.
Is that free or paid?
It's free.
So you can install it, you can put a load of photos that are already uploaded?
Yeah. For some reason I didn't. No. It looks like it's saved for over there. Oh, I wonder if I have a caching issue. And that's better. Caching just ruins everything. But you can see, you can at least see,
Load up Safari, right on the left side, that won't be cached. Or it could be cached on the site. So.
yeah, I think it's cached on the server. I have static cache enabled on my server. But if I go in here to crop thumbnail, you can see this is the thumbnail that's actually saved. So it's cropped into her face. And then for like a landscape photo, like here it cut off this tree, but maybe that's what I want, so I could drag it over and kind of get that tree, maybe even focus in on it a little more, and save crop. And you can see that's my thumbnail now. If you have images that are, okay, yeah, this is a really small image. If you have images that are all of the same aspect ratio but different sizes, it will do all of them at the same time. So this particular theme doesn't have any that are the same aspect ratio but different sizes. So here, right, it's cutting off the balloon, but I probably want the balloon. So I can do that, and that's the image that'll show up on the site once my static cache clears in like an hour or so. So this is a really handy little plugin for not cutting off people's faces. If you're trying to use something like Soliloquy Slider, you need to get just the right part of the image in the slider, and this plugin will let you do that really easily. All right, so Stacy, do you want to come up and give your plugin another try? Oh yeah. It will just, it's the multiple image sizes, so if you use add image size, or if your theme uses add image size, and you have two that are the exact same aspect ratio, you can do those at the same time. If you don't have any that are the same aspect ratio, then it won't let you do them at the same time. Yeah?
When you select the image for the thumbnail, does it constrain the proportion to what the thumbnail is?
Yes, it does. So you can't, this thumbnail is 150 by 150. This crop will be 150 by 150 no matter what. I can't change that. So it does constrain it to the aspect ratio of the thumbnail that it's cropping. Anything else? All right, so that's it for crop thumbnail, exactly right on time.